Hello friends. Hello from Tokyo, Japan. Most of the premise of what I talk about in my videos is the tried and true proven method of copying the successful methods that have already been laid in place, and avoiding the mistakes that others have made, and don't insist on making your own. I have repeated this many times because it's so important. Actually, it's so important that if you violate that rule, you're guaranteed not to succeed in any effort you undertake in life. That's why I mention it so frequently. Now, this does not mean that you cannot and you're not encouraged to innovate and try new things, try new ideas. That's how all beautiful new things are born, after all. Sorry, I got distracted by a lady wearing a bikini. That does not mean, but it's violating that rule will break everything. Will guarantee that you will not succeed in your life efforts. Follow the paths that have proven to give you results, and avoid the costly mistakes that others have made, which basically saves your life, saves your time, and saves your resources, by making those mistakes yourself. This talks about, this applies to marriage, this applies to behavior, your behavior with the opposite sex, this applies to business, this applies to your social interaction with your friends and associates. It applies to everything in life. And these days, with so much information available at the palm of your hand, at the palm of your hand, I mean with your devices, with your handheld computer devices, you have access to any kind of information that you want. Heck, they even show surgeries. If you want to look up any kind of surgeries, you can look up, for example, hip replacement surgery. First, you can look at the animated version, then you can look at the actual version being done in an operating room, the messy version. And that applies to, again, every other aspect, of whatever endeavor you want to take. Opening a business in any kind of industry, relationships, advice. When someone says, if you have assets, if you're living in the West, getting married is more of a risk than you can imagine in your wildest dreams, simply because of the laws that are already in place in the West. And that's 50%. The other 50% is you're placing a great portion of your assets and your mental well-being and your emotional well-being in the hands of someone who has proven to be unstable. And I do not mean to put women down by saying that, but it is so commonplace, it is so well known that even the Italians have an opera about it. If you had listened to the opera called La Donna Mobile, it means a woman is fickle. Women are fickle. She might decide that she wants to go have Italian, and while you're driving to the Italian restaurant, halfway she might change her mind and say, I want something else. And they will do the same thing. They have done it. They will do it again. They are doing it now with relationships. Suddenly they wake up and say, I'm not happy. What are you going to do? Force her to stay? Even if you could force a woman to stay with you, would you want to? Would you want to be with somebody that doesn't want to be with you? This is my general canned answer to anyone that is hurting from a relationship where they've been left. I always tell them, when it's all said and done, ask yourself, do you want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? And that really just solves the problems. That answers the question. Short and sweet. Short and sweet. Information that will help you avoid a lot of heartache. And avoiding heartache is 51% of the game in life. Heartache, mistakes, costly business mistakes, costly emotional mistakes, costly financial mistakes. Imagine if you knew a way to avoid all that. Well, I'm telling you, the information is there. I'm doing my part in telling you information about interpersonal relationships and sometimes also business, because I practice what I preach. I use the information that's available to me. I talk to people of all asset categories that are married, divorced in the process, or married and unhappy. And ask yourself, why would I be any different? Why would your situation be any different? It's just a matter of time. Human behavior universally is the same. Take it from somebody who's traveled to 151 countries and does so on a regular basis. That human behavior is generally the same. People want the same things. People are happy by the same things. People are insulted by the same things. It just takes different degrees. For example, if you are living in in the United States, it takes a lot more money and resources, to keep the woman in your income category happy. And I say woman in your income category because, a woman has certain expectations of you. She wouldn't even be dating you. She wouldn't even be considering you as a partner unless you're in the same general income category or much better than her. And for example, if you are in a third world country, well, she requires significantly less to be happy. Basically, a roof over her head and you paying for meals is basically all she wants. You see what I mean? But the general underlying things that they want is the same. A man that takes care of them. A man that has male qualities, leadership qualities, etc. So the point is that universally, no matter where you go in the world, people want the same things and they react to the same behavior in the same manner. I close with this. There was an experiment done where they showed expressions on the faces of people around the world, and some of them were Asians, some of them were Middle Eastern, some of them were Western, Caucasian, some of them were African, blacks, whatever, you name it. And everyone with 100% accuracy, without one mistake, could guess accurately what the expression on the face means. For example, they showed somebody that had an expression of fear, someone with an expression of anger, someone with an expression of relaxation and joy. And they all could guess correctly. And that is solid proof to you that we're all the same. We're all the same. Underneath our skin, we're all the same. So, and also the rules apply the same way to people. This is what I'm trying to tell you. So if paths have already been laid, paths of success and failure have already been laid in front of you, you'd be a fool to ignore that and saying, well, I think I'll be different. I know that if you put your finger in a fire, it'll burn, but I think maybe in my case, it'll be different. No, it won't be. Don't go through life insisting on learning the hard way. Don't do that to yourself. There are better ways. I am telling you, I am living proof, and I want you to be one too. All the best. Signing out from beautiful, 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 lovely Tokyo, Japan. Till I talk to you again.